Did you know that the way you sleep could be silently damaging your heart as you age? It's true, and most people don't realize it until it's too late. As we get older, our bodies go through many changes, and some of those changes can affect how our hearts function while we sleep. But here's the thing, we spend nearly a third of our lives sleeping, and yet many of us are unknowingly setting up our hearts for extra strain during that time. Whether it's the way we position our bodies, the timing of our meals, or even how we manage our environment, each of these habits can quietly impact our heart health. In this video, we're going to dive into 6 common sleeping habits that might seem harmless, but could actually be increasing your risk of heart problems as you age. These habits are easy to overlook, but over time, they can lead to higher blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and even more serious cardiovascular issues. If you've been waking up tired, feeling foggy during the day, or wondering why your heart feels like it's working overtime, this video is especially for you. Sometimes, the solution isn't about what you're doing during the day, but about how you're sleeping at night. So, stick with me until the end, because we're not just pointing out the problem, we're going to show you simple changes you can make that could make a huge difference in how well your heart rests, repairs, and functions while you sleep. Let's get started. Let's dive into the first habit that might be quietly hurting your heart. Sleeping on your back with your head propped up too high. Many people prefer this position because it feels comfortable and can help with issues like acid reflux or sinus congestion. But here's the problem. When you sleep with your head raised too high, especially using multiple pillows, you might be putting unnecessary pressure on your cardiovascular system. This position can compress your neck and upper chest, which restricts airflow through your windpipe. And when your body senses it's not getting enough oxygen, it forces your heart to work harder to compensate. This leads to an elevated heart rate during the night, which increases your blood pressure as well. In fact, studies have shown that poor sleep posture, especially with the head too elevated, can raise your heart rate by up to 10 to 15 beats per minute, making your heart work overtime. Over time, these small increases in heart rate can add up and put a strain on your heart, especially if you're already dealing with circulation problems or heart issues. Let me tell you a story about Harold. He's 74 and has always stacked 2 or 3 pillows at night to help with shoulder pain. But recently, he began waking up with a racing heart and a dry mouth. He thought it was just stress or aging, but after seeing his doctor, it turned out his sleeping position was the culprit. His doctor suggested trying a flatter pillow with better neck support, and within just a few weeks, Harold's heart rate at night began to stabilize, and he felt more rested. It's incredible how something as simple as changing your pillow height can have such a big impact. The truth is, your body wants to rest at night, not fight for breath. And your heart, especially as you get older, needs that time to slow down and recover, not to work harder. So, if you're someone who sleeps on your back, take a moment to check your pillow height. Often, a single supportive pillow is all you need, one that keeps your head aligned with your spine and allows for easier breathing. And if you notice that you snore or wake up feeling tired even after a full night's sleep, tracking your sleep position could be the key to improving your heart health. These small adjustments might seem insignificant, but when it comes to your heart's health, they can make all the difference. By simply ensuring that your head stays in line with your spine, you're easing the strain on your heart and improving the quality of your sleep. The change might feel small, but its impact is much bigger than you think. Now, let's move on to the second habit that could be affecting your heart's health. Going to bed right after eating a heavy dinner. For many older adults, dinner is the highlight of the day. It's a time to sit down, enjoy a meal, and relax. But if you're heading to bed soon after that big meal, you might be unknowingly putting unnecessary stress on your heart. When you eat a heavy meal and then lie down right after, gravity no longer helps your stomach empty properly. Instead, your digestive system has to work harder, and that means your heart does too. This extra workload is especially true when you eat a large, greasy meal. Blood gets redirected to your stomach and intestines to aid digestion, leaving your heart with less support, making it work harder than usual. On top of that, digestion naturally raises your heart rate. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, which is responsible for activating your fight-or-flight response, basically telling your heart to pump faster and work harder. This is the opposite of what your heart needs when you're trying to rest. Take a moment to think about Linda, who's 80 and lives alone. She's been eating late dinners for years, nothing too fancy, but always hearty meals, like stew or pasta. She'd eat around 7:30 p.m. and head straight to bed afterward, thinking it was just a normal way of winding down. Over the past few months, however, she began waking up with a racing heart, feeling sweaty and disoriented, almost as though her body was fighting to wake her up. At first, she blamed it on her age, or maybe stress. But after a visit to her doctor and a heart monitor test, she found out the root cause. Her late-night eating habits were triggering a rise in her heart rate, especially with the extra work digestion was causing. The doctor suggested she try eating dinner at least 2 hours before bed and to take a short walk afterward to help her digestion. It wasn't easy, and at first, Linda missed the comfort of that evening routine, but after a few weeks her heart rate stabilized, she slept better, and most importantly, she felt more energetic during the day. The change wasn't just about the food, it was about giving her body the time it needed to relax and enter sleep mode. And here's the science to back it up. Research shows that eating too close to bedtime can increase the risk of heartburn and disrupt sleep, leading to higher levels of stress on your heart. A study from the American Heart Association found that people who eat large meals late at night are at a higher risk of developing high blood pressure and heart disease. So, if you've been feeling unusually tired or noticing your heart racing at night, it could be a sign that your eating habits need a change. Give yourself a buffer of at least 2 to 3 hours between your last meal and bedtime. This simple adjustment can take off some of the strain from your heart and make your sleep more restful and restorative. It's easy to think that these small changes won't matter much, but the truth is they can make a big difference for your heart health. Now, let's talk about the third habit that could be putting extra strain on your heart while you sleep: waking frequently due to untreated sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is one of those silent conditions that many people, especially those over 60, don't realize they have. Yet, it can be one of the most damaging to your heart. Sleep apnea occurs when your airway becomes partially or fully blocked during sleep, causing you to stop breathing for a few seconds at a time. These interruptions may happen dozens, even hundreds of times throughout the night, but often you don't wake up fully. Your brain jumps in to wake you up just enough to resume breathing, and then you fall back asleep. The issue is, every time this happens, your heart is working overtime. As your body struggles to get enough oxygen, your heart rate spikes and your blood pressure rises, putting immense stress on your cardiovascular system. Over time, this can lead to arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, high blood pressure, and an increased risk of heart failure and stroke. Many people think that sleep apnea is just about snoring or waking up gasping for air. But even if you don't fully wake up or notice these interruptions, your heart still feels the effects. Let me share the story of Walter, 75, a retired man who lives alone. For years, he struggled with feeling tired during the day, even after seemingly sleeping for a full 8 hours. He had no idea what was wrong. Walter thought his fatigue was just a normal part of aging, and he never realized the pattern of waking up several times a night, gasping for air, snoring loudly, and tossing and turning. One evening, his daughter, who had noticed his loud snoring, convinced him to see a doctor. After undergoing a sleep study, it was confirmed Walter had moderate sleep apnea. He was shocked. The doctor explained how his sleep interruptions were raising his blood pressure and causing his heart to work harder each night, ultimately contributing to his tiredness and increasing the risk of more serious heart problems. After starting treatment with a CPAP machine, a device that keeps your airway open while you sleep, Walter began to feel a noticeable difference within just a few weeks. His energy levels increased, his blood pressure dropped by almost 15 points, and he felt more rested than he had in years. This is a common scenario for many older adults. In fact, research shows that up to 50% of people over the age of 60 may have sleep apnea, yet many don't even know it. What's more concerning is that untreated sleep apnea is directly linked to an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. A study by the American College of Cardiology found that people with untreated sleep apnea are up to 3 times more likely to develop high blood pressure, and their risk of heart disease increases by 30%. If you've been waking up tired, struggling to stay awake during the day, or feeling like your heart is racing for no reason, sleep apnea might be the culprit. And the good news is, it's treatable. Simple tests, even ones you can do at home, can determine if sleep apnea is affecting you. Don't ignore the signs, because the longer sleep apnea goes untreated, the harder your heart has to work. Getting the right treatment could make all the difference in improving your quality of life, lowering your heart disease risk, and helping you wake up feeling refreshed. Next, let's discuss the 4th habit that could be quietly impacting your heart health: using alcohol to help you fall asleep. It's a common belief that having a drink before bed helps you relax and unwind, but what most people don't realize is that alcohol can actually disrupt your sleep and put extra strain on your heart. While alcohol might make you feel drowsy at first, it actually interferes with the second half of your sleep cycle, the most restorative part of your rest. You see, when you fall asleep, your body naturally enters deeper stages of sleep, including REM sleep, where your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure drops, and your body heals and recovers. But alcohol prevents you from reaching these deeper, more restful stages. Instead of entering true restorative sleep, your body spends the night metabolizing alcohol, which keeps your sleep light and fragmented. This results in a rise in your heart rate and blood pressure, both of which can increase the strain on your cardiovascular system. Let me introduce you to Jim, 72, and has always enjoyed a glass of wine before bed to help him relax. For a while, he didn't think much of it, but over time, he started noticing heart palpitations during the night. Jim would wake up feeling more anxious, sweaty, and tired than when he went to bed. He didn't realize that his glass of wine was actually causing his heart to work harder overnight. After speaking with his doctor, Jim decided to cut back on alcohol, and within a few weeks, he noticed a significant change. His heart rate became steadier, he felt more energized during the day, and his sleep improved. No more restless nights or racing heartbeats. Research supports Jim's experience. Studies have shown that alcohol increases the risk of irregular heart rhythms, or arrhythmias, especially during the second half of the night. A study published in the journal Alcoholism, Clinical and Experimental Research found that even moderate alcohol consumption before bed can significantly disrupt the body's natural sleep cycles and elevate heart rate. In fact, alcohol has been linked to a 25% increase in the risk of arrhythmias, which can lead to more serious heart conditions, especially in older adults. The bottom line is this: while alcohol might seem like an easy way to wind down, it's not doing your heart any favors in the long run. If you've been using alcohol to help you fall asleep, consider replacing it with healthier alternatives, like a warm bath, light stretching, or a relaxing bedtime routine. These simple, natural methods can help you achieve deeper, more restful sleep without putting extra strain on your heart. After all, the goal isn't just to fall asleep, but to allow your body to enter the deep, restorative sleep it needs to heal and recharge. And when alcohol gets in the way of that, it's your heart that pays the price, even if you don't feel it right away. Now, let's move on to the 5th habit that could be quietly working against your heart: sleeping in a room that's too warm. There's something comforting about curling up in a cozy, warm bedroom, especially on those chilly nights. But here's the catch: when the temperature in your room is too high, it could actually be causing your heart to work harder while you sleep. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature, and a room that's too warm can disturb your body's natural cooling process during sleep. When you sleep, your core body temperature naturally drops, signaling to your brain that it's time to rest and repair. This drop in temperature helps slow down your metabolism, relax your muscles, and lower your heart rate. But if your bedroom is too warm, this cooling process is interrupted, causing your body to work overtime to shed excess heat. Your heart rate stays elevated as it tries to regulate your temperature, and your blood pressure remains higher than it should be during sleep. This small but constant effort can prevent your heart from entering the deep, restful state it needs to fully recover. Let me share the story of Susan, who is 81 years old. She always kept her bedroom warm, around 75 degrees or so, because she liked to feel cozy while she slept. She piled on thick blankets and wore heavy pajamas, thinking she was staying comfortable. But over time, Susan began waking up feeling groggy, with a slight feeling of pressure in her chest. She was also experiencing headaches in the mornings. At first, she attributed it to age or stress, but her doctor suggested she try lowering the temperature in her room. After a few days of adjusting the thermostat to 65 degrees and switching to lighter blankets, Susan started noticing a big difference. Her sleep became deeper, her headaches disappeared, and, most importantly, she felt more energized in the mornings. The science behind this is clear. Keeping your bedroom at the right temperature can help your body enter deeper sleep cycles. The ideal temperature for most adults is between 60 degrees and 67 degrees, which allows your body to cool down naturally and support better sleep quality. A study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that sleeping in a cooler room can help lower heart rate and blood pressure, allowing your cardiovascular system to recover more effectively. On the other hand, a room that's too warm can lead to disrupted sleep cycles and increased heart strain, which is especially dangerous for older adults. In fact, research has shown that people who sleep in rooms that are too warm tend to experience higher levels of stress and anxiety during sleep, which can have long-term effects on heart health. If you've been sleeping in a warmer room, it's worth considering a slight adjustment to your thermostat. Try lowering the temperature a few degrees and see how it affects the quality of your sleep and how you feel in the morning. By making this small change, you could give your heart the rest and recovery it needs, helping you wake up feeling more refreshed and with less strain on your body. The ideal temperature may seem like a minor detail, but when it comes to your heart's health, these small adjustments can make a world of difference. To wrap up, making small changes to your sleep habits can have a profound impact on your heart health, but the benefits don't stop there. By improving the way you sleep, you're not only protecting your cardiovascular system, but also enhancing your overall quality of life. When your heart gets the rest it needs, your body can recover more fully, your energy levels will improve, and you'll wake up feeling more refreshed and ready to take on the day. These changes may seem small, but over time, they can add up to a healthier, more vibrant you. Imagine waking up each morning with less fatigue, less stress on your heart, and a greater sense of well-being. That's the kind of lasting change that these simple adjustments can bring to your life. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who may benefit from these tips. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more content like this. Your support helps us continue to provide valuable insights that can help you live a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried any of these changes? How did they work for you? Or maybe you have your own heart health tips to share. Your feedback is always appreciated, and it helps us create content that truly resonates with you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of your heart and make sure your sleep is working for you, not against you.